Good morning. Welcome to Crazy for Keto. I'm Ray. Glad you joined me this morning. I just want to go over a couple of basics with you. I spent some time on the weekend talking to a few people that didn't know much about keto, and there's a lot of confusion out there. I'm still learning. I'm only coming into my third month, and even though the basics are pretty simple, it's still a little confusing sometimes. And sometimes it's just hard to change your mindset about things. So I just want to reinforce a few things about how you might want to keep on track with your keto journey. And before I start, I'll just quickly tell you what happened over the weekend. I had to go to a recital. We were driving almost there, and I realized, oh my God, I haven't had enough salt today. I haven't replenished my electrolytes. I was busy. We were doing things. Got a new Android TV box, so I was pretty excited about that. We were distracted. So I didn't have my usual electrolyte drink, and I hadn't eaten anything yet. I'd had a bulletproof coffee, so I had some healthy fats in me, but I hadn't had anything to eat, no salt. So I told my husband, stop at the 7-Eleven at the corner. I'll grab an electrolyte drink and get some salt into it, and I can have that with me because I didn't want to cramp up or anything as we're in the recital for my granddaughter. And so we stopped there. I ran in. We were in a hurry, so I quickly searched through the multitude of things available, and I grabbed an electrolyte drink and ran to the counter, asked for salt, and the girl kind of looked at me funny, but okay. She says, I'll give you some packets of salt. So I grabbed about 6 of those and took them out to my car, and off we went. We got there, we got in line. I opened up my drink, I poured some salt in, and I took a few big healthy swigs and realized, oh my God, it's sugar. It's not a sugar-free drink. So I consumed however many grams of carbs that were in 2 great big, like maybe a quarter of the drink. So I just about spit it out. But anyway, I swallowed it. What am I going to do? I gave it to my husband, so I can't drink this. So at intermission, I went out to the counter, asked the girl if she had any water and salt. And they had to look around for the salt, but they found it. And so she watched me open up the salt container and pour in probably about a big tablespoon of salt and start drinking that. So then the manager came out, and she came up to me and asked, or I think she was the manager. The other girl came over and asked me, can I ask what you're doing? So I explained it to her, and she was very interested and was quite fascinated with what I had to say about the keto diet and how it works. And so that was my little story about that. And then I quickly will tell you about my other experience this weekend. I'd gone into a sub place. My husband wanted a sub for lunch, and so I said, okay, well, maybe I can get something deconstructed, no bun. I'll just throw the bun away. So that's what we did. I ordered an egg breakfast, the eggs, the scrambled eggs, 2 eggs I think it was, and 2 sausage patties and some cheese. So I asked her, can I get that on no bread? And she went, what? I said, well, I don't want any bread for that. Oh, okay. Well, what bread do you want? I said, you know what? If you feel you need to give me bread, give me bread. You pick. Which one do you want to give me? And she just kept looking at me kind of crazy, like, what are you talking about? Like, I want to know what kind of bread you want. I told her what I was doing, that I'm on a low-carb diet. I don't eat bread. I'm just going to eat the filling. Okay. So then she very nicely packaged it in 3 different bags and gave me everything separate, and that worked out fine. But it was kind of funny watching her face, watching her confusion about why am I doing this. So I said, am I the first person to ask for a deconstructed sandwich without any bread? And she said, yeah. So that was pretty funny. So it just got me thinking about misinformation, lack of knowledge. People want to know how to get started on this. They don't know what to do. So I've got a couple of things here I just want to go over with you. Things that helped me when I first started out. Go Keto with Casey. Check that on YouTube. I'll supply a link. she's been a godsend. She's a wealth of information, and she's done quite a few videos that are really helpful. Check her out. I'm going to put the link in the bottom, Maria Mind, and what is that here? mariamindbodyhealth.com. Her blog is really informational. I don't necessarily follow everybody's advice 100%, but I think getting as much information as you can and then making your own informed opinion. And everybody kind of has to tweak it to their preferences, to how their body works. But just getting a lot of the basic information, then you decide exactly how you're going to put this all together for your own program. Keeping in mind that what you are going to do is try to keep your carbs below 20. Whether they're net carbs or total carbs is up to you. It's a preference. Right now I'm sticking to total carbs, which means I don't care how much protein's in there, how much fiber is in there. I just want to know how many carbs, and I'm going to count those. Some people do go by net carbs, which means if there's fiber in there, then they're going to deduct that. For instance, if something had 10 carbs, but 3 grams of fiber, it would be 7 net carbs, but I would count the 10. But that's up to you, whatever you want to do, whatever is working for you. So you want to start burning fat for fuel. That's the simple way of explaining it, rather than glucose, rather than sugar, as most do. And so once you do that, you're going to need to drink a lot more water. Basically half your body weight in ounces is what you want to drink. So basically I average about 70 or 80 ounces a day, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Replenish electrolytes because you're going to flush them out. So you want to have lots of salt, have some broth, have a bouillon cube. I keep a few in my purse in a baggie for when I'm out and about usually. I didn't this weekend, but normally I would. I have a couple electrolyte drinks that I have every day that I had extra salt and potassium, which I get from using no salt, which is a salt replacement, which is potassium rather than sodium. So I have that every day. Magnesium pill in the morning, and I take 2 at night before bed. So those replenish my electrolytes. So what you want to do is keep your carbs under 20. Your fat grams and your protein grams can vary a little bit. Roughly it's going to be about 75% fat, 20% protein. So, and everybody's a little bit different, so you're going to probably want to tweak yours just a little bit, but that's a general starting point. And so you want to track. You want to keep, especially at the beginning, you want to know what you're consuming. Weigh everything, have a scale, measure things out. MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal.com. I believe they have a phone app, but I use the computer one because I'm on the computer every day anyway. I track everything. I don't follow their recommendations, their macros, but I keep track of my macros because it's not really geared for a keto plan. But by following that, I can see what I'm consuming, what my total calories are, which aren't that important, but I like to know just to have an idea. I average about maybe 1,100 a day, roughly, and or 1,000 a day. But I do track so that I can my electrolytes and my carbs under 20. I do want to say when I started out, I was reading a lot of blogs, a couple, and I'll put the link in the bottom for you. But wickedstuff.com, some pretty easy, really good recipes, some kind of general information. Ketogasm.com, I spend a lot of time there, and there's a YouTube channel. Same with Go Keto with Casey. She does her live videos every Monday morning, and she has a website, and she has a lot of other videos. Okay, so a few other things here. Let's see. I eat when I'm hungry. So I don't care about having 3 meals a day or 2 meals a day. I will have one for sure. I'm not going to go without eating. But often I have just dinner, or I have dinner and lunch. Very seldom do I have breakfast. I will make a bulletproof coffee. I do like those, and it's some healthy fat with coconut oil and some grass-fed butter. I put about a teaspoon of each in with my coffee and froth it up, and then I put in some full-fat whipping cream. So when I want to add my fat sources, what I'm using is avocado oil, coconut oil, butter. Love to save my bacon drippings. Lard. Don't really use that, but you can. For me, mostly it's the coconut oil. Olive oil is good, but it's not really a high heat fat, so I don't cook with it too much. Mostly it's the coconut oil. In salads, I use the liquid coconut oil or avocado oil. I do make a lot of vinaigrettes, so that's great for that. But that's kind of your basics. Is you want to eat a moderate protein. So I eat a little more than I used to before, and I probably have maybe per serving, like for 1 or 2 meals a day, I will have somewhere between 4 and 8 ounces of protein, and that seems to work well for me. And I have probably about maybe 70% of it my calories come from fat. So, but I'm not a real stickler for the fat. If I'm not losing weight, if I go 2 or 3 weeks and it's slowing right down, I drop my fat just a little bit to see if that helps to pull the fat off my body, which does work. So you're not always losing weight. Sometimes you're losing inches, so you want to not really depend on the scale too much. But I know it's a lot of information I've just hit you with in about 10 minutes. I just want to kind of go over the basics with you. And then in some other videos, we're going to talk more in depth about certain issues. But if anyone that's just starting out, this kind of gives you a general idea. You're going to fat burn, not glucose burn. Keep your carbs under 20. Moderate protein, fatty protein, but I mix it up. I have lean protein, fatty protein. I eat what I like. I just eat whatever protein I want. I do try to buy organic when I can. I do try to get grass-fed butter. Kerrygold, of course. Most people know that's super yummy. I love that. Yeah, it's not hard to follow. It's just a different kind of mindset. So if you're thinking of giving it a try, I do recommend it. And I'm Ray, Crazy for Keto, and I hope that you join me again. Bye.